down at the locked door. They lived in my place for 5 whole years, didn't pay anything, never showed thanks, never helped out. And now, when I finally asked for the smallest bit of support, I was the one being accused of going too far. I grabbed my phone and typed one short reply, but I didn't hit send. I was still thinking, because deep down, I could feel this wasn't finished yet. Then I noticed Barbara's car arrived behind my parents. The tires crunched as they rolled over the gravel. Her door flew open like she was about to play hero. But what she did next made the situation much worse. She didn't walk toward the porch. She stepped out wearing a tight jacket and tall shoes, like she had just come from some fancy lunch. She saw her parents standing next to their luggage, into a loud performance. With her hands on her waist, she looked over the porch, the bags, then glared straight at my window with her usual Barbara look, annoyed and proud, like she was the only adult trying to fix something messy. "You really locked them out?" she yelled so loud everyone nearby could hear. "Are you insane, Joshua? What is wrong with you?" My mom turned to her like someone had rescued her from drowning. "He threw us out," she cried, "like we mean nothing after all we did for him." Barbara rushed up to the porch, grabbed one of the bags, and dragged it toward the front, like she thought pulling hard would unlock the door. "This is wrong. You can't just let parents like this. It's against the law." That's when I stood up. I walked toward the stairs, slowly, calmly, like I had all the time in the world. I slid the door partly open and leaned my shoulder on the side. "Hello, Barbara," I began. "Calling this mistreatment? That's kind of over the top." Her gaze sharpened. "This isn't a joke." "I agree," I replied. "It stopped being amusing 5 years back." My mother moved ahead, suddenly looking weak. Her voice dropped. "Joshua, sweetheart, could we please discuss this calmly? This isn't who you are. You've always been the one who keeps peace." That line hurt more than I thought. The peacekeeper, not the valued one, not the admired one, just the one who stays quiet. I took a slow breath. "You both stayed in this house for 5 whole years without paying. I took care of it all. Meals, electricity, even doctor checkups. I never demanded rent. I never even asked for help." Mom quickly nodded, jumping at the chance to respond. "And we truly appreciate that." "No," I interrupted. "You don't. When I was ill just a few days ago, I simply asked for assistance with getting food, and you stared right at me and said, 'We're not your cleaners.' Barbara told me to spend better. That's when it became obvious. I'm not sharing space with loving family. I'm living with people who think they deserve everything." Barbara's lips parted. "Unbelievable. So you really see yourself as a victim now?" "No," I responded, locking eyes with her. "I think I finally stopped playing that role." She let out a bitter laugh and shook her head. "So what? You prefer to be isolated? Grow out in silence inside this house all by yourself?" "I would rather live quietly than be surrounded by people who only care when they need something." My father hadn't spoken the entire time. He lowered himself to the edge of the front step, like it was all sinking in. For a moment, I thought he might finally say something heartfelt. Instead, he rubbed his forehead and muttered, "You should have spoken if something was wrong." I almost believed him. Spoken, as though my tired looks, desperate stares, and weak efforts to settle had already shouted my clear. Barbara stepped in closer, her tone turning flat and icy. "If you don't let them back inside, I'll contact law enforcement. I'll say you forced out 2 cigarettes without notice." I smiled slightly. I had expected that one. "Go for it," I said. "But you'll also need to mention the 501c3 and while I didn't even security videos, including the moment you laughed when Mom told me to manage my budget. Do you think the officers will take your side?" All I needed to know. She didn't expect I'd be ready. "You're being cold," she snapped. "This is the family, Joshua." "No," I said softly. Then finally, what followed was a deep silence. Not just quiet air, but a stillness that sat in my chest. Mom was crying for real now. She placed a hand on Barbara's arm and whispered, "Let's go. Maybe he just needs some space." Barbara looked furious. "This isn't," she hissed. "You'll regret it. Maybe," I replied, "but not today." They collected their stuff with slow movement. Barbara popped the back of her vehicle open, mumbling angrily. My parents walked toward it, pulling their luggage like people being sent away from home. No one said a word. No one turned around. I stood on the porch watching them leave. The quiet was sharp. No war movie sound. No banging in the kitchen. Just birds nearby and the low sound of someone mowing their grass down the street. For the first time in years, my home actually felt like mine. But just as I stepped toward the front door, my phone buzzed again. Another voice message. This one came from someone I didn't expect. It was my mom's sister, Aunt Karen, and what she said in her recording. My stomach felt tighter, more than I realized. What did that even mean? I paused, finger hovering over the call button, then walked back inside, turned the lock, and dropped onto the couch. I didn't feel ready to handle more nonsense. Not after everything. But the way she said more going on didn't sound like judgment. It sounded like a warning. So I called her. She answered right away. Joshua, she asked. Her voice was quieter than normal. Are you all right? Not exactly, Karen replied with a dry laugh. But I've known your mother a long time. She waited a second. Look, she said. Besides, I care about your parents, but you deserve to understand something.
Hey, I don't need to hear this shit.
Get up out of the boat or something or other one day or something or other and fell on a dock and bruised some of her ribs and well, helping Andy, and Andy's neck ain't getting any better. He's got to wear his brace for another 4 months at least, if not longer. They I guess it's not healing and it's getting worse, I guess. Yep. So with what? Oh, I don't know. She hasn't mentioned it to me. Oh yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Yep. Huh. Probably. Yep. I don't know. And they go to enough doctors to sink a battleship. So. Uh-huh. Yeah.